Hey, Fort Wainwright, Colonel Nate Surrey here, your Garrison commander. Hey, welcome to another Arctic Vibe. We're back up at Birch Ski Lodge, our wonderful fireplace that we have here, and that's going to be our focus for our topics today. And we're also going to hit our Army Emergency Relief Campaign again. I talk about this a lot. It's the number one thing that I push because it's such a wonderful thing for our soldiers and families in need, with zero interest loans or in some cases grants. Can't beat that if you're in need and you meet one of those criteria. So we're going to transition to hot topics real quick. The first one is good news. The Melaven Gym Multifunctional Fitness Room has finally opened after a multi-million-dollar repair on the roof, the structure that holds the roof up because of last year's Snowmageddon that put so much weight on that flat roof. It's a 1950s building, which means it's built in 1950s code, which meant that the pounds per square foot on that roof was much lower than it is now. So when you go out there and you see it, you're going to see steel I-beams and pillars that are in that gym now. It's really, you wouldn't even notice it unless you're looking for it, but it's beautiful. Go check it out. All the infinity rigs are back in there. There's squat racks, medicine balls. You name it, it's in there. And it's open Monday through Friday, 5 to 8:30 at night. So go enjoy that multifunctional fitness room. Next topic is ice safety. The reason I'm bringing this up is we're rapidly approaching breakup period. And some might argue we're already there in some places because of the higher temperatures that we're seeing. Chena River, for example, is very unsafe. Bottom line. I do not recommend that you snowmobile, that you walk across it, or anything else. I was down there the other day watching the Yukon Quest. They had to proof that because there was parts of the river that actually had open water in it. So, and it's not just Chena River; it's any moving body of water, creeks or other rivers that are very unsafe at times. So you just got to be extremely cognizant if you were even attempting to walk on those bodies of water. Things like beware of snow buildup that is over top of open water / slidable ice that can make you feel more comfortable than you should. If you do choose to walk on an area like that, it should be the shallower areas so that if you do break through, it's only going up to your knees or your hips. Have an emergency plan. In other words, always travel with a buddy that's kind of lagging behind you a little bit in case you do go in, and so forth and so on. Let's see. Take safety equipment, include ice picks, ice staff, rope, a small personal safety kit in your pocket, things of that nature. Have a lighter, waterproof matches, magnesium fire starter, pocket knife, compass whistle, cell phone, all of these things in case something goes wrong. Right? Starting a fire to warm you up could be the difference between living and dying or having severe frostbite. And so the topic here, really the big summary is springtime equals rotten ice, meaning not good. Lakes and ponds generally are safer this time of year, but even then, the farther you go into spring, they start to shallow up too. And so it's just a big so what to the community, especially if you're not used to being up here about this time of year as we go into breakup, to be cognizant of ice safety. All right, next topic, Joint Pacific Multinational Readiness Center, Alaska. That's a mouthful, but that is what we call our major exercise each year that we have here in Alaska. Last year was mostly focused down by Greeley and the Donnelly training area. This year, you'll see the big push around March 20th to about April 10th is when most of our soldiers are going to be gearing up, going into the exercise, and then ramping back down. The major event that's happening this year is here at Ladd Army Airfield, right at Fort Wainwright. We are going to do a nighttime airborne operation that involves several hundred soldiers jumping into the airfield. We've done tons of preparation for this, but as a Garrison team, as 11th Airborne, to provide the safest possible environment for our soldiers to conduct this operation. Having said that, it's an airborne operation. Anybody that's been around it, things are going to happen. So just be prepared for that. But also, moving past the airborne operation, soldiers are going to be coming onto the base, approximately 1,200 soldiers that are soldiers and civilians supporting the exercise from outside of 11th Airborne, and then 9,000 roughly from 11th Airborne collectively that are involved in the exercise. Most of the training will happen once the airfield takedown is done, which is called a joint force entry operation. Then it'll transition into the YTA Yukon training area, where most of your blue on red, as we call it, force on force will be happening. The 211 out of Anchorage, or J-Bear, is your main blue force this year, with 111 being the opposition force, or Op 4 as we say it. So it's exciting for 11th Airborne, for both our Arctic Wolves and our Spartans. It's going to be awesome. The key here is for the community and the folks that work on the base and live on the base is just be patient. Plan in more travel time. Pay attention to Facebook. We'll be constantly posting things. Go to the Garrison app. Have the alerts set up on your phone from a Garrison app. If for some reason a gate has to shut down or a gate has a travel backlog, we'll let you know so you can mitigate your travel plans, if that makes sense. That's my overarching message to you all. This is what we do. We're here, we exist so that our troops can train and train hard and realistically. And so just ask for your patience and your support, and to help our soldiers out, especially the ones that are coming from out of state. They don't know the area. Just be courteous and help them out when they need it. All right, next topic. I'm going to talk about the ice rink. So the ice rink, we're making ice right now. The Corps of Engineers did a wonderful job. They ripped out the entire rink down to the dirt. They reinstalled all new equipment for that rink. So the glycol system, the ice making system, all of that. So it's been turned back over to us. We're on day 2 of making ice. It takes about 10 to 14 days to do that. So we hope to open it up first week of March. Be open up for about 2 months. I know it's short, but it allows us to test the system and get a couple months of ice to the community. Then it shuts down because of the temperatures. The building is not insulated properly to do year-round ice. That is another project we're going to work on in the out years. But then it'll open back up, around the October range of next year. So wonderful. I know it was painful, but we needed it. Now we'll have some good ice operations for the coming years. So hopefully that clarifies a few things on that. All right, we'll transition now into our next video.
Your Fort Wainwright Exchange is in the process of a major construction project to renovate the main shopping mall. The food court will be completely redesigned to include an updated seating area, a completely new Starbucks experience, and an update to Popeyes. The military clothing store will be completely redesigned to highlight the most up-to-date trends and equipment that our rugged Arctic soldiers need. The mall area will begin with a brand new polished floor, an updated barbershop, followed by a redesign in the beauty salon, tactical shop, and GNC. The final piece of this renovation will be a redesigned shopping experience in the main exchange, with the goal of bringing the Everything at Last experience to the Fort Wainwright community. Renovations will be ongoing through the end of the year and expected to wrap up shortly before Christmas. For the latest updates, download the digital Garrison app.
All right, hey, welcome back. So today we've got 2 of our wonderful MWR team members, Katherine East and Rebecca Hamlin here, and we're going to discuss what we might say, it's not the culminating event because we used to be, but we've had to adjust it due to JPMRC scheduling, but what we call the Slush Cup, which is our big activity we have here at Birch Hill, generally signifying towards the end of the season. So we're going to talk about it. So welcome, ladies. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. All right. So tell us about the Slush Cup.
So the Slush Cup event is on Saturday, March 11th from 11 to 6. It's for all ages, so definitely bring the family out for this fun event. We have our Color Trek and Tube event, which is really fun. That is the only activity that there is a cost associated. I'm wearing the shirt that you'll get if you register. You can register at PFC, or if you want to come at 11 o'clock and register before that event starts. We also have a tug of war going on that day at 1 p.m. We have our rail jam and our costume contest, which is new this year. We also have our pond skip at 3:30 that day and our polar plunge at 5 p.m.
Holy cow.
So a lot of fun activities. Everything except the color trekking tube is free to participate in. To register for the activities for color trekking tube, you want to register at PFC, so call or visit them in person during their regular business hours. And then for all the other activities, you just want to register at ODR or here at the Birch Ski Lodge.
And you can, in theory, do it the day of too if there's still space.
Yes, for the day of registration, you just want to register an hour before the scheduled activity time.
Got it. How much does it cost for the color trek?
It is, in advance, it's $30 per person if you would like to have a shirt, or $20 per person if you don't want to have the shirt, which is an option. Day of, it's a little bit more, so it's $40 per person with the shirt and $25 without the shirt.
Okay, and the bottom line is you're trekking up Birch Hill, however you choose, snowshoes, without snowshoes. You can even attempt to do it if you want, cross-country wise. But when you get to the top, you go up and then come kind of back down. When you get to the top of what we call the tubing hill, you're going to transition, if you choose, and the idea is to do this, onto the tubes. Yes. And you will rocket down the tubing hill as the conclusion, correct?
That is the conclusion.
And then the reason we call it color is because you're dousing with color, just like the color run.
Correct. So we'll throw the color up, and that's why if you want to have one of these really cool shirts, or bring your own shirt that you want to have colored out, just bring it and it'll be really
awesome. No, that's good. I know it was a big success last year. The rail jam is for people that actually, should know how to do tricks with their skis or snowboard, correct? And it's down here on the lower level.
Down on the lower level, you'll see the rails up. And even if you don't want to participate, it's really fun to watch. Yeah. Some people really have some really awesome skills, so it's just great to come out and watch all of these fun activities.
And then the pond skip, which we'll show a video here, is where you literally come down the hill, and we start about maybe a third of the way down. We gather up there, and they launch us one at a time. It's very controlled. I want to make sure I'm clear to the community on this. You will be wearing proper ski gear, head to toe, from here on out for the pond skips, and that is a risk management thing. Last year we were lucky. We had a few minor injuries, but it could have been worse, so it's a learning lesson for us, and so we're going to mitigate that risk. I just want to put that out there now so people aren't upset. It is what it is. But the idea is to try to come down, at a decent speed and literally get across the water on your snowboard and skis and get it to the other side. Got to have a helmet on, got to have full ski gear on, no exposed skin in order to participate. We will have safeties, as we call them. They're not lifeguards per se, but they're safeties that we put in the pond that, like me, who made it partially across but didn't have enough speed, eventually you just fall over. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's going to, even if it's 20 degrees, that's below freezing water, and it takes your breath away. So it is done in a very safe way, mitigated. We have people there that are immediately grabbing you and pulling you out. It's a big event. We have Boss coming. We have outdoor grilling happening.
Birch Bites will be open that day as well, so we definitely have a lot of food options.
Food options, alcohol will be sold on base for those that are old enough. We hope to see you there on March 11th. It's going to be a blast. Anything else you guys want to add about it?
We will be showcasing our new rainbow grilled cheese sandwiches at Birch Bites. So a new menu item of rainbow grilled cheese will be served.
I'm excited to see that one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Outstanding. Hey, one more note about the spring break. So spring break, we had advertised previously we were going to be able to open the entire week. Unfortunately, to give our staff a break, because the only reason we've been able to keep this hill open all year is because we've had volunteers from other places across MWR, and you name a section, they've come up here and helped keep this thing open. We are less than 50% staffed on the ski hill. So to give them a break, we are going to open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We will be closed Monday and Tuesday, but then open back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So most of the time we will be open. We just need a 2-day break to give that staff a breather, across the board. So now on those same 2 days that they're closed, any season pass holders will have free access to Chena Bend, for cross-country skiing, laser tag at the LFCAC, ice skating, because the ice rink will be opening up here in a few weeks.
I believe the bowling center
And the bowling,
can get
and
it
bowling,
open,
you
yes.
get a couple free games there. So all that's going to be listed. We'll put that out on flyers and things like that, so that you get your money's worth. You choose to have those other indoor activities or outdoor activities. Well, good. Well, I want to thank this team and all of MWR for literally scraping and clawing to keep the ski hill open all winter. And it's a plug. If you need a job, we've had job fairs constantly. We have multiple job fairs all month, and we're constantly posting them on Facebook on when they're happening or the MWR website. If you need a job, come to Murphy Hall, walk up to the second or third floor where our folks are at, and just say, hey, I'm here, I need a job. And we'll walk you through the process and can do a tentative offer for you right then and there if you can't make it to one of those job fairs. And we can hire you flex, part-time, or full-time in roughly 60 or 70 different jobs. So we're open for business. So if you need something, we need lifeguards over at the Melaven. So, all right, thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too.
All right, Fort Wainwright, welcome back. Hey, it's my honor to introduce Bob Baker, who is the director and creator of something called the Sonot Kkaazoot cross-country ski race. He's part of the Nordic Ski Club of Fairbanks, which I believe your headquarters is just on the other side, on the Birch Hill civilian side, right? So for those of you who didn't know, and we'll get into this a little bit more in detail, but we have a memorandum of agreement or understanding with the Nordic Ski Club of Fairbanks. And so we have trails, cross-country ski trails, up here in Birch Hill area that connect with the Nordic Ski Club on the civilian side. And they do the grooming for us to have the access for us, and so we can take advantage of that. So, Bob, welcome to the team here.
Glad to be here.
So tell us about this specific race, the Sonot Kkaazoot, what it stands for, what it is, and when it's going to occur.
Well, the Sonot Kkaazoot is what we call our big annual spring race. It starts and finishes on the civilian side over at Birch Hill. There's 3 different distances. There's a 10 kilometer, a 30, and a 50 kilometer. And mileage, that's 6, 18, and 32. So you get your choice, and all the races, like I said, start and finish on the civilian side, and it happens every March, and it's a springtime race. And the word Sonot is from the Athabascan native language, means springtime. And the word Kkaazoot means to slide your feet across the snow. That's how they would have described a cross-country skier had they seen a skier in their native language. And that's how we named the race. We wanted to be local and different than other ski races.
And when did it start? When was the first?
1988. My wife and I created it. It used to start and finish downtown on the river at the Chena River Bridge, and come up the river and then ski right up the slope here, do all the courses at Birch Hill, and then back down the slope, back down the river. And now with the new trail systems that hook to the lodge here on the military side, we've got a connecting system where we can get these distances all on the trails up here and get off the river, which has been termed unsafe the last dozen years or so. It used to be much more predictable and solid.
Well, I talked about that earlier in the show. The ice safety, because there is people that don't know what you just said can get themselves in a lot of trouble real quick on the river and any moving water that's iced over. So that's a great point. So what's the actual date this happens?
The 25th of March, Saturday.
25th of March, Saturday. Outstanding. And roughly what time does it start in the morning?
10 a.m. starts the 10K off, and then 15 minutes later, the 30 and 50 start together.
Okay, outstanding. So it's we talked about where it's happening, but it all starts over on the civilian side at the, what's the actual title of the place that it's at?
Well, it's named after Jim Wisenhant, which was a pioneer of the Nordic skiing here in Fairbanks. So it's the Jim Wisenhant Cross Country Ski Center.
Got it.
Or Birch Hill for short, just like this place.
So how does somebody sign up for this, and is there a cost to it?
There is a cost. They can sign up at, get on the ski club website, or the Sonot Kkaazoot has an actual website. It's sonotkazoo.org.
Okay.
And all the information is there, the course, trail, fees and everything. And it's one of the most reasonably cost races in the state. In fact, maybe it is. It's, you know, the big race will cost you $50. It includes a banquet and everything else.
Wow.
And, any other race of that size will cost you probably $100. So
Yeah.
it's a good deal. And for kids, it's only $10 to do the 10K. So.
Yeah, and all that money goes back into you to help, you know, one of the main things is help you groom these trails every year.
It almost all goes into the grooming.
Yeah.
It costs $100,000 a year to groom those trails.
Right, so that's why the fee's there.
Yeah.
So just so you know, and this is, again, the cooperation that we have with you to provide these wonderful trails, both on and off base, that people can utilize. I mean, you're not going to get that anywhere else
No.
in the world. Okay, what opportunities do soldiers and families on Wainwright have to view the competition?
Well, they can go either Birch Hill end, right here. The trail, the 50K, the second loop of it, goes right in front of the lodge here and up the Sonot connector system is what they call it. So they can come right out here to the lodge. It'll be only the 50s that come down here, but they can go up to Birch Hill on the civilian side, walk right into the stadium. We have an open course. It's a fun day, and you know, some of the races they hold up there are kind of serious and they block it off, but Sonot Day, everybody's just having a fun time, and they're welcome to ski as long as they just know that someone with a bib might come by, hopefully a little faster, and there's some world-class skiers that often come up and join in the race. So it's a neat race to watch and participate in. So
Yeah, so I look at it as like, this is kind of like the Equinox Marathon for skiers.
identical, in fact.
There we go.
When we had our 25th, the Equinox had their 50th, and we gave a patch out to everybody that completed the Equinox, which is in the fall time, and they completed the Sonot. So
Incredible.
if they did them both, they got this one-time patch. So
That's really cool. Okay, so what else should our audience know about the Nordic skiing in Alaska, just in general, do you think?
well, in general, what they need to know is this is an outside event to do, an activity, and especially in Fairbanks where it's dark and cold and people think there's nothing to do around here, and they get tied up inside and they get cabin fever. And cross-country skiing is, I think, it's an excellent activity for your body, but it's also for your mind. And to get out there, as long as you're dressed decent, as soon as you start moving, you warm up, and it's just getting out that's hard. But it's just a real enjoyable activity to do, and it's super healthy and very low impact. Anyone can do it. You know, it takes a little bit of coordination to figure out, but once you get it, it's just a perfect thing to do in Fairbanks to get outside. There's not too many outside activities that you can get into that are more satisfying.
Well, I remember way back, and probably around the same time, 1988, when this thing started, when the first NordiTrack elliptical machine was on TV,
right.
and now ellipticals are everywhere, and that's basically what it's mimicking. The low impact's huge, doesn't tear up your knees or your back. So you have me sold. And for those of you who didn't know this, you can go out to Chena Bend. The golf course still right now has groomed trails out there. So if you want to like get into the introductory portion of, like, you've not done cross-country skiing before, it's low risk, quite frankly. You can rent skis for $10. The skis and poles at the golf course, and go on our golf course trails out there. We have several different loops you can try out. And then once you get better, you can come up here with the skis and try out these wonderful trails we have up here in the Birch Hill area. So, Bob, you got anything else to add?
Yeah, definitely learn on the flats.
Yes. Yeah, learn on the flats. That's a great point.
When you master the flats, you can move to the hills.
Yep, great point. Well, thanks, Bob, for joining us. I hope to see the community out here. Again, you could come up here to Birch Hill on Saturday, 25th in the morning. We'll be opening up the lodge at 11 anyways for other activities, and watch all these ski racers come by while you're enjoying some food, potentially getting on the ski hill yourself, and maybe even and some tubing all at once. One big giant party. So thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, Fort Wainwright. My name is Command Sergeant Major Murillo, your Garrison Command Sergeant Major. I have with me today Jeff Rudd, our Army Emergency Relief Officer that works here in ACS. So we're going to have a little conversation on AAR and exactly what it is, how you donate, and what the program's all about. So, Jeff, welcome. Welcome to Arctic Vibe. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and have a conversation with us about AAR.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Major. I appreciate getting the opportunity to talk about AAR. I love talking about AAR.
Of course, obviously, right? You know, so just being in this job for a while, we got the opportunity to go down to the conference last year.
Sure did.
Learned a lot about the program. And so let's talk about that.
AER is Army Emergency Relief to start off with. Army Emergency Relief is a nonprofit organization. It's been around since 1942. The motto is Soldiers Helping Soldiers. That's what we exist for. We help soldiers every day with their financial needs. If it's an emergency need to fix a car, if there's a death in the family, if they need help with their first month's rent, there's over 30 different things we can help them with. But AER is here to help soldiers when they have a time of need.
That's awesome. So what are some of the things that AAR can provide?
Yeah, there's over 30 different categories of assistance, from helping repair POVs. Just finished cutting a check for a soldier right before we sat down. We also help with emergency travel. Unfortunately, if there's a death in the family and the soldier needs help with that travel to get home, we can help with that. We help with a lot of housing costs, whether that's first month's rent, security deposit. We can help with dependent dental bills. We can help with pet travel for PCSs. There's over 30 different categories of things we can help with. And we're here to assist any soldier, any rank, anytime.
Okay, that's great. So what is the process? How does a soldier apply?
Yeah. So if a soldier has a financial need or emergency, they can walk in the door here and speak to one of us. Myself and my partner in crime, Cody Allen, is the other Army Emergency Relief Officer. That's called direct access, so that any soldier, any rank can come in here and ask us for assistance for whatever their need is. The other process they can use is they can start with their chain of command. They can see their first sergeant, their company commander, and they can approve the assistance they need. And either way, we're going to collaborate with that chain of command, and we're going to get the soldier the help they need.
Okay, so I believe you also provide some financial readiness assistance as well, just financial literacy in terms of how to manage their finances along with that AAR assistance?
Yes, we sure do. So the AAR officers here are part of ACS, and we're within the financial readiness program. We also have 2 financial counselors. So we can assist the soldiers as our AAR officers, but if it looks like the soldier has some financial needs that he could benefit from a little time talking to a counselor, we'll refer them to one of our counselors and get them some advanced training. In addition to that, anytime we help a soldier, they're going to automatically get prompted to do some online training. And that online training is a really fantastic program the AAR just started for this year, 2023. If a soldier gets a loan, most of the time when we help, it's as a zero interest, no fee loan. They're going to get an opportunity to do some online training. And if they pass that, they get $500 taken off their loan if they're an E4 or less. If they're an E5 and up, $250 for doing this online training. So it's a great resource, and we're trying to improve the financial literacy of the soldiers we help.
Yeah, and that's important, right? It's because we make our decisions based off of, you know, what financial assistance we need. So again, that's a great program. So let me ask, here on Fort Wainwright, how much did we provide our soldiers on Fort Wainwright last year?
Last year was a new record high. Over $1.1 million in assistance was provided right here on the installation. 669 soldiers received help from AER. We helped with the top 3 things were POV related expenses, whether it was repairs or monthly payments when they fell behind, or an insurance premium or insurance deductible after an accident. We also helped with housing costs, whether that was first month's rent and deposit, or again, if a soldier got married and he did his paperwork start as BH, but it took a while for that to actually kick in, we might need to help them with their rent. And then we help with emergency travel. Like if there was a death in the family or some serious illness or injury with a family member that they needed help with assistance on. Those are the top 3 things that we help soldiers with this last year.
Wow, that's amazing. Especially, the housing costs. We know cost of living up here is very high, and you add utilities to that, and it can be overwhelming initially up front. So appreciate that. So let's talk about another program that AAR offers, and that's scholarships.
AAR offers a scholarship. So a lot of people have heard about AAR helping with emergency travel, but they don't know of all the other things they do, and scholarship is definitely one of them. Last year across the Army, $13 million was provided in scholarships. Wow. And there's 2 different programs, one for spouses and one for dependent children, for older soldiers that have college-age dependent children. And for the spouses, they can apply anytime. It's year-round, open enrollment, 365. For college-age, traditional college-age dependent children, they have to apply now, between now and April 1st. That application process is totally online. ArmyEmergencyRelief.org is where they would go to apply, and they click on the links and they'll take them through the application process. The average recipient on Fort Wainwright last year received $3,900 for the folks that received a scholarship. So strongly encourage people to apply.
Yeah, and it's money that can be used for obviously for our scholarship. It's money that's there that's not being used enough. We had this conversation during the conference last year. It's just not being taken advantage of it enough, and we really need to vocalize that more. So let's talk on the other side of AAR, like how they get their money. Let's talk about donations.
Yeah.
How can a soldier donate?
So there's a lot of different ways a soldier can donate, but still the one preferred way, and I saw you with the donation slip earlier, Sergeant Major.
Right here.
Is the old-fashioned way by filling out one of those donation slips.
This is the best way to donate. All right, this is the best way right here, old-fashioned.
Yep. That old-fashioned way does a couple of things. It's simple, it's easy, it takes less than 60 seconds to fill it out. A soldier doesn't have to take money out of their pocket. They can start an allotment for $2 a month, $3 a month, pick a number they can live with. They fill out that donation slip at their unit level, at their company level, and that company level AR rep will get that back to me or my partner Cody, and we'll start that allotment for them. And the advantage of doing that allotment is it'll show up on their LES. So they'll see on their LES AR allotment, $2 a month. Yep. $5 a month. And it's kind of a reminder so that 6 months from now, 9 months from now, if they have car trouble or maybe their battle buddy in formation is having some financial struggles, it's kind of a reminder that AAR is out there and exists for them. So that right there is the simplest way to donate. There's other ways, but that's the kind of the preferred way. So it gives somebody like me the chance to talk to that soldier, to put that form in front of them, or an NCO from their unit to give them some information at their unit level.
And every unit, every organization has an AAR officer. They do. They have an AAR representative there that's willing to accept donations and has plenty of these forms that you can go and you can fill out. And again, it's not about making a large donation. I know that we had this conversation before. You had one soldier come in and state as a private, he wanted to donate $40 a month. I mean, that's a little, a little high for a soldier to be donated, especially at a lower rank like that. So we're asking a couple of bucks, $2. Just think about what you spend on a daily basis on your normal things, whether that be, just something that you buy, whether one less energy drink, just something along the lines of that. It makes a huge difference, and that's an easy contribution. So lastly, Jeff, where is our office located?
So that's probably the most important thing. If soldiers don't remember anything else, AAR office is in the Welcome Center. Most soldiers know the Welcome Center because they did all their in-processing here. We're in the Welcome Center. So if a soldier makes their way to the Welcome Center and says they need to talk to the AAR, they'll point them in the right direction. So that's where we are, 3401 Santiago Avenue, the Welcome Center.
There you go. You heard it, 3401 Santiago Avenue. All right. Jeff, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining us for a segment of Arctic Vibe. Okay, so Fort Wainwright, remember, all right, this is the simplest way for you to donate, all right, right here through this form. All right, and if you need to talk to an AAR representative, get with someone in your unit. If you need some assistance, come down here and come see AAR, and they'll do their best they can to help you out. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Hello, Fort Wainwright family. I'm Chaplain Mike Patterson, the Garrison Chaplain here at Fort Wainwright. We've got some exciting opportunities for each of us to participate in during this spring season coming into the Easter season. For many, many people on the installation, we recognize the time of Lent. And Lent is a time for us to prepare ourselves for the crucifixion, the burial, and ultimately the resurrection of Jesus. So we're going to prepare ourselves here at Fort Wainwright, starting each Wednesday. We're going to have a Lenten book study. And that book study is going to be over the 30 steps to heaven by St. John Kkaazoot. We're going to have soup, salad, and breadsticks, and everyone is invited. It's free. And then we'll do our book study each Wednesday starting at 11:45 and going till 12:45. So you have enough time to leave work, make it here to Northern Lights Chapel at 11:45, and we will have our Lenten lunch book study. We hope to see you there, and God bless you in this Lenten and Easter season.
All right, team, welcome back. This is the closing comments section. So next month we're going to be doing the Arctic Vibe at our Child Youth Services facilities on 30 March. If you want to come out and join us then, you're welcome. It's actually a live recording, but then we always release it the first Tuesday of each month as a recorded broadcast. I think it's at 6 p.m. on those Tuesdays. Again, I want to thank the team for this wonderful venue. This was the reason we're doing this is because we got ideas from the community and said, hey, let's change it up. Let's do something different. Hopefully this is what you like. As always, if you have any comments or suggestions of something you want to see or how we can do it differently, we're open to that because we're here for you. My last plug, be safe. As always, wintertime. Actually, you got to be safe all year long because in the wintertime, the summertime, you got muskeg, you got mosquitoes, you actually get heat, things like that. But right now, that transition period, it's about ready to start. March and April, the breakup, freeze thaw. That's when we have more accidents, both on foot and in vehicles. Just be cognizant, take your time while you're enjoying the outdoors and traveling about. Have a great day. Take care.